The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a team I'm higher on than most, which is saying something considering everyone is picking them to win the NFC South. But I can see them achieving greater heights. Why? This team is just talent loaded. They have premium positions at both sides of the football loaded up. They have a reliable quarterback that you can trust to make the play. They have maybe the best wide receiver room in the NFL. They have a really good O-line. They have good defenders. They are extremely talented. So I'm excited to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today and preview their 2025 season. Now, in order to preview the 2025 Tampa Bay Buccaneers season, I think it's important to talk about their offseason, and we'll start out in the free agency period, in which they lost Robert Hainsey, Joe Tryon, Justin Skoll, Taveri Thomas, KJ Britt, Royce Newman, Mike Edwards. Only one real notable loss, and that's Robert Hainsey, and one loss that just makes me a little sad because I was really high on him during his draft process, and that's Joe Tryon. I thought he was going to be much better in Tampa Bay, but I understand letting him walk. It just didn't work out for both parties. Fresh start. But you look at who they brought in. Hassan Reddick, they kept Anthony Nelson, and they brought in Riley Dixon. Hassan Reddick is an upgrade over Joe Tryon. He's just a better pass rusher. Now, I'm not expecting prime Philadelphia Eagles Hassan Reddick. We saw, I think, a bit more closer with what he actually is in New York, and this is with all the stuff that went on with him last year. Still a very talented edge rusher that can get after the quarterback. High traitsy guy, can make plays. I like the move overall, and it's a one-year deal. Anthony Nelson, good player for them, no system, they kept him. And bringing in Riley Dixon, having a good punter is just something that you don't necessarily miss until you don't have it. And when you don't have it, you miss it desperately. Just bringing in a good punter from Denver, you can't really complain. Solid moves, but nothing big, nothing splashy. But the Buccaneers don't need to do that. They had to rely on building this team more or less through the draft. And another big player they did keep was Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin could have left. He could have gone to the Patriots, but he stayed, and that is just crucial for the Buccaneers' success this upcoming season. Now let's jump into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft. In their draft, I disagreed with some player evaluations of where they were taking. I had lower grades on them, but I saw the scheme fit pretty easily, and I was like, okay, I get it. And the player I'm really referring to here is their first pick, Emeka Egbuka. I was not as high on Egbuka as everyone else was. I saw a guy who was at best a third wide receiver on a Super Bowl contending roster. Well, let's look at the Buccaneers. Is he the first option? No. Mike Evans is. Is he the second option? No, Chris Godwin is. He is at best the third option unless an injury comes, and you don't want that to happen. So I look at Egbuka and I think, wow, he's in the perfect spot. He will be the third option, the third receiver on a very talented team, and Baker Mayfield loves to spread the ball around. I think this is a perfect landing spot for him, and it's just perfect all around. The Buccaneers drafted a player that makes sense. He plays in the right system for them, and Egbuka, I think, will shine in the role as third receiver. I think it's just great all around. Then their second round pick, Benjamin Morrison. Benjamin Morrison was a player I had a very great film grade on. High film grade. My issue was, and why I didn't have a first round grade on him, was that knee is concerning. And here's the thing with Morrison. If his knee is fine, this is going to be a home run pick because he can play man coverage on pretty much anyone. He is uber talented and would have been a top 10 pick in the NFL draft, in my opinion. He's that talented. The knee gives you a lot of question marks. Hey, how good is it? Is it going to hold up? Is this a one contract type player? What exactly is it? It's very concerning, and I overall will trust the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because their GM process, their scouting department, it's some of the best in the NFL. They know what they're looking for, and they know with what to draft. In drafting Morrison, man, I just can't help but think this pick could turn out to be the very best one that they made. And one last player I do want to mention, because most other players will be brought up in a podcast video on the NFC South that we'll get to here eventually. But the last player I wanted to mention was Tez Johnson. And if you want to know why I wanted to mention Tez Johnson, he is, how do we put this nicely? He is the short guy of everything. He was very short at Oregon, and he looked really tiny at the combine. He didn't run the fastest. He didn't do a lot of things the fastest, but I will say this. His film always felt like he played faster than he ran in the Underwear Olympics. And I like him as a player because I think he could be a very good return man. I don't overall know how he fits into a NFL offense as a whole. If he's like a slot guy, if he's a gadget guy, you just move around. I don't know. But what I do know is he had enough film for me to be like, that could be a really good punt returner. That could be a really good kick returner one day. So I like the pick in the 7th round because of that. Now talk about the Buccaneers' strengths and weaknesses. And strengths, yes, the wide receiver position. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, now Emeka Egbuka, and Jalen McMillan, who looked really good down the stretch last year. I'm just like in awe of this receiving talent, and Cade Otton is a very good tight end that will contribute to the receiving game. They also have Bucky Irvine, who will also contribute in the receiving game. They have so many weapons that Baker Mayfield can get the ball to. He's got to be in heaven. It's got to be reminding me of his Oklahoma days with all these guys that no one could cover in the Big 12. He's like, ooh, I want to throw to you. Ooh, I want to throw to you. Ooh, I want to throw to you. He just gets to do that every Sunday, and it's fun to watch. Baker Mayfield is a very good, accurate quarterback. He can put the ball right where a lot of these wide receivers like it, and they can make plays on the ball. They can make the move after the catch. And that's what a lot of these guys excel at, and it's what Baker excels at doing. It's a perfect match. Weakness, I would say, is pass rush, and they did bring in Hassan Reddick, which I think very much helps him out. But I really felt like they should have drafted a pass rusher in the NFL draft higher than what they did. I overall think the unit will be better than last year, but I also didn't think the unit played all that great as a pass rushing unit last year in general. They could really use some more upgrades, and their team I would definitely look at making a move before the season starts. All this Micah Parsons stuff, like, if I'm Tampa, I'm probably calling Jerry every day and be like, hey, what do you want? What do you want? I don't necessarily expect that to happen, but it's something I would look at doing if I'm the Bucs, or just get like a Jadeveon Clowney, just someone reliable. The Buccaneers could just use some pass rushing help. If they added a pass rusher, I really think this team would be a contender in the NFC. Do I have the Buccaneers finishing in their division, and overall in the NFL? I have them taking first place. I do think the Falcons could cause some issues, especially if Wirfs misses a lot of time. I know he's dealing with an injury. I made a video on the channel and I made a mistake. I read he was out for the entire season, and I was wrong about that. So I look at Wirfs, and it really depends on when he can come back. I think this team is going to be a big-time problem when he's back, because that dude is one of the best tackles in the NFL, and without him, you are definitely losing a major piece. And if he is healthy from when he gets back for the NFL season, rest of the way, no more missing time, I think this team could be a dark horse Super Bowl contender. That's how highly I think of this roster. That's how highly I think of this team. Baker Mayfield has done a great job reinvigorating himself in Tampa after his issues in Carolina and having a small but successful stint with the Rams. It's very fun to see him back enjoying football that we haven't seen since the Browns won the playoff game in Pittsburgh. And I always hope that this team is good, because they're a fun team. They are ran phenomenally well by Light. They always bring the right players. They have an amazing receiving core. Mike Evans is one of the most underrated players in my entire lifetime, and it still feels like he's underrated year over year over year when we all know how great he is. Chris Godwin is amazing, and you just add to that receiving core. That offense line is good. The tight ends are good. Their running backs, Bucky Irvine's really a rival last year, shocked me a bit. I wasn't his biggest fan in the draft process, but I watched him. I was like, oh, this dude is good. Okay, I was wrong. And it was instant. And I just watched this Buccaneers team. I just think, man, they can be a troublemaker in the NFC, and they can even make the Super Bowl. That's how highly I think of the Buccaneers. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked this video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you could share this, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to hit 300 subscribers by the start of the NFL season. At the time of this recording, I'm at 280. All the love, all the support, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I say a big thank you if you do hit that subscribe button. I have fantasy football videos that are going to be coming out more and more on this channel as we get closer to the NFL season. And there's some more team previews I have to do. The Buccaneers are one of the final teams to do. There are still 2 more after them, but I hope you check them out. Bucs fans, you're watching this, I have NFC South previews, division previews for every team, and you want to hear my thoughts on the Falcons, Saints, Panthers, check that out. If you want to hear my thoughts about just any other team in the NFL, check it out. 32 in 32 days, almost done. This is one of the final ones. I've loved doing this challenge, and I just love talking about this Buccaneers team. I'm so excited to watch them play football this year. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and have a great day.